Alright, so the latest Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer dropped a couple days ago, letting us know that size does not always matter. It's more of how you use it, like the suit, how you use the suit. But this is going to be a full-on video covering all of the crazy, outlandish, small and big theories we have for Ant-Man, the quantum realm, Kang, and is this all going to be just a ripoff of Spy Kids 3D? But if you enjoy this video, we'd really appreciate a like, and feel free to subscribe for videos and other breakdowns every single day. With that out of the way, a huge thank you for clicking this. I'm your host, Jared. Now let's get into Quantumania. Alright, so things are gonna get trippy and out there, so buckle up. But the first question is, why does Kang need Ant-Man? Well, obviously to steal something. Boom, done, next theory. No, it's to steal something, but I think Kang pulled some elaborate strings to get him into the quantum realm. First, I think Cassie was actually tricked into making the quantum realm device shown in the first trailer. She talks to Scott and the others like they are unaware of it, trying to explain the good that it will do.
People still need help, Dad.
That's why we made this.
It's like a satellite for deep space, but quanta.
So Kang and probably Modok co-conspired this together to get Scott into the quantum realm. Modok wanting revenge. I'll elaborate on him later because this is just a big-headed Darren Cross from what we've seen in this trailer. But Kang needs Ant-Man and his powers to essentially steal something. Again, the only reason that he knows about him and his ability to go subatomic is because of Darren Cross, aka Modok. Anyway, Kang wants to strike a deal with him. Kang will send Scott back in time before he took on the life of crime and villainy to be a better father and actually be there with Cassie, rather than setting the role model of a criminal, which Cassie appears to be following as well. I'm pretty sure this can't happen though, because then Scott will never have become Ant-Man, he'll never meet with the Avengers to discover time travel, it would never end up like this. Basically, things get real heavy if we go down that path. But Scott doesn't know this, instead going along with Kang's plan to jump into essentially a Nexus portal on a cellular level, which I'll touch on later to steal whatever is powering it, so Kang can use this unlimited power in his time machine. Theoretically, this battery-like artifact contains massive amounts of power needed, but also the ability of the Nexus to create any sort of reality, or rather allow Kang to travel into any sort of reality at any time. Some others have mentioned that it could possibly be the MCU version of the Forever Crystal, which has similar characteristics. We can even see the orb placed into Kang's time machine from the first trailer being very similar to the glowing orb with the rings and strange writing similar to that of the Ten Rings that the pile of Ant-Man are trying to reach in the second trailer. Kang's device is even shaped like an hourglass, hence time travel, baby! So I mentioned it a little earlier, but this second trailer shows us way more of the multiple Ant-Men from the first trailer, even showing Scott duplicating in real time. Well, this is because Scott has to dive into a Nexus portal that is on a cellular level. First, of course, what the deuce is a Nexus portal? Well, kinda mentioned in WandaVision and Loki as Nexus events, and later expanded on in the Multiverse of Madness. This would be the equivalent to the Nexus of all realities. Essentially a cross-dimensional gateway that would provide a pathway to any and all possible realities, and would also include the element of time. And with this all being on a cellular level, this Nexus Ant-Man dives into is where timelines are created, or in this case, life is created. This is why we see Ant-Man duplicate instantly, followed by thousands of himself trying to obtain the Nexus artifact Kang is looking for. Kang knows that Ant-Man and his duplicates can work together like ants building a tower to reach something, sacrificing himself to save Cassie. Now, why doesn't Kang just dive in there himself? Why wait around for years? Well, two things. First, Kang doesn't 100% know if this is even safe, therefore forcing Ant-Man into being the lab ant. And second, Kang can't afford to have multiples of himself running around. Knowing the way he works and the backstabbing nature of his variants mentioned in the finale of Loki, this would be the worst idea Kang could possibly do. Now, one of the biggest theories is that Kang is after the Ten Rings and Ms. Marvel's bangles because they are the same tech that his time chair and Chronopolis appear to be utilizing. That they are missing parts to his time chair that he needs. Well, that's not the case. Instead, like I mentioned, the power artifact, or maybe even the forever crystal, is the only thing that Kang needs to get him out of the quantum realm. However, with He Who Remains mentioning the multiversal war that seems to happen over again and again and again, this would mean that things and even people, hint, hint, Fantastic Four, could be displaced in time and reality. So I'm saying the Ten Rings and Ms. Marvel's bangles are objects from the upcoming multiversal war with Kang, and they were displaced, sent flying into essentially the MCU's version of the past. Though they do not actually exist until the future. Are you following me here? This is why they have insane amounts of power. They have similar structure and glyphs that Kang is using in Chronopolis, and also Wong and Captain Marvel say that they don't have anything that matches this technology. It's because they don't, quote, technically exist yet. That's why no one has responded to the Ten Rings beacon either. Potentially, Kang is going to have to gather these for himself and become more and more powerful, but with that treading the same waters of collecting the Infinity Stones, I think the better answer is that these weapons are going to have to be used to defeat Kang later. This is going to put some of the Avengers on the same level as Kang in the upcoming Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. There are even some Eternals-like writing and glyphs used in the quantum realm, so with them being advanced, their tech and powers are going to be able to tie into all of this as well. So no, Kang is not missing some hubcaps from his clunky old time machine. Another big thing, pun intended, is our first look at MODOK with and without his helmet, and yeah, this is just Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, from the first Ant-Man movie. This all kinda sorta makes sense because at the end of that film, Ant-Man messed with his suit's regulator, causing him to shrink in on himself, resulting in a huge head right before disappearing. Anyway, his origins are completely different from the comics, but I'm saying that he's gonna be Kang's right-hand man through most of Kang's journey. Kang doesn't necessarily need him because of his knowledge of timelines, but I think this is going to be the first step in recruiting baddies to match up with the Avengers in the upcoming Secret Wars movie. Kang is going to meticulously recruit all of these villains, for example, Red Skull, potentially Killmonger, across time and space to aid him in the finale of this multiverse saga. On top of that, this big quantum army Kang and MODOK have assembled is going to be the real AIM. AIM standing for Advanced Idea Mechanics. This is something that MODOK has a connection to via the comics and is like an arms-dealing science terrorist organization specializing in futuristic weaponry, and nothing looks more futuristic than these dudes right here. Now sure, AIM was said to be the company that Aldrich Killian founded in Iron Man 3, but with him stealing the Mandarin persona, it's not too far off that AIM was also a borrowed idea on his part. This now brings me to the most brutal scene from the latest trailer.
You thought you could win.
So does Ant-Man die? I'm going to be honest, I'm very skeptical of death in the MCU because of the introduction of multiple timelines and variants. I mean, does any of this matter? It's like that scene from Beer Fest where Landfill's brother shows up to the funeral and just takes over his role and we move on with the movie. What I'm saying is it's a little difficult to get emotionally invested in this stuff. But yeah, Ant-Man is not going to make it out of this with his antennae intact. Now believe me, it's not the scene from the trailer that we see, that's an entire red herring. However, Phase 5 needs to set the stage in a big way by doing two things. First is showing how powerful, menacing, ruthless Kang is going to be in the next few phases leading up to Secret Wars. Like, this is going to be the next Thanos-level villain, so why not start him off by squishing Ant-Man, well, like an ant? And second, this just proves that none of our big heroes are safe from anything. Even the upcoming Guardians Volume 3 looks like there's going to be some real loss in that movie. So yeah, Ant-Man is done after this, essentially passing on the mantle over to Cassie to usher in another member of the upcoming rumored here, Young Avengers that Kevin Feige and Marvel are cooking up. Lastly, the movie is going to no doubt tee up and tease the Fantastic Four. With Kang having a direct connection to Reed Richards and the quantum realm being involved, it only seems right to at least tease them. My theory is that the same quantum satellite Cassie created and used, only for Kang to locate them, the Fantastic Four members will do the same. Either contacting Cassie from the same quantum realm that they were in, or one that is years in the past, theoretically. I know time is all different and whatnot, but this will be them coming from the past, knowing of Kang already, urging them of his dangers. It would be wild if they revealed the cast this way, but it's most likely just a wink wink, tease, haha, here we come. Anyway, we are roughly a month away from the release of Kang just laying the smack down on the little ant that could, so let us know your hype level of this upcoming MCU movie, and also drop any of your theories down below. We'd love to hear them. And I'll let you know we're currently running a competition giving away 3 copies of Black Adam and Dawn of the Dead on the 15th of January, and all you gotta do to get a chance of winning this is like this video, subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment down below on your thoughts of Quantumania. We pick the comments at random at the end of every single month, and the winners of last month are on screen right now. So if that's you, message us on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, be sure to check out some of our other cool videos, like our handful of breakdowns we've just been cranking out, and don't worry, more are on the way, so stay tuned. But with that out of the way, thank you for your constant support. I've been Jared. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.